Vito is a young underground artist from upstate New York. Vito makes great music, and hopefully this video helps you learn a little more about this artist.
I'm not gonna fall for your lies this time. Even a long ride home is a good night. I'd rather sleep alone than by your side. I've got a right to know what's on your mind.
Vito grew up in upstate New York doing things like skateboarding, hiking, urban exploration, and going to concerts. When Vito was a kid, his dad was an avid music listener, exposing young Vito to a variety of music. Vito's dad put him onto a mix of rap and rock music. A few rock bands include Green Day, Linkin Park, AC/DC, Aerosmith, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Guns N' Roses, and the Beastie Boys. A few hip-hop artists include Fort Minor, Notorious B.I.G., Snoop Dogg, Eminem, Kendrick Lamar, and Lil Wayne. The first concert Vito ever went to was a Bon Jovi concert. Vito's mom was a huge Bon Jovi fan, and one day while in the car with his dad, Vito called into a radio station to try and win free tickets. The challenge was to finish lyrics to a Bon Jovi song, and Vito was able to complete the challenge. Vito and his whole family went to the concert together. Through skating friends in his early teens, Vito was being introduced to heavier style bands. A few of these bands include Attila, Suicide Silence, Chelsea Grin, and Kubla Klan. Around 16, Vito's music taste shifted to bands like Taking Back Sunday, Hawthorne Heights, Sleeping with Sirens, Pierce the Veil, Silverstein, and A Day to Remember. Vito said these bands were more so influences in his current music. Around 2018, on the rap side, he was influenced by artists such as Oliver Francis, Lil Uzi Vert, and Lil Peep. Vito said Lil Peep was a big influence because Peep's lyrics were very vulnerable but still hard-hitting. Vito was gifted an acoustic guitar from his grandfather when he was really young, and this was the first time Vito was taking an interest in music besides being just a listener. Vito took guitar lessons for about a year but stopped for a while. Vito picked it back up around 16 years old and has been playing ever since. In his teen years, Vito and his friends would freestyle together for fun. One Christmas, a good friend of his received a MacBook and microphone. After this, his friend group began recording their freestyles. Around this time, skateboarding was his main escape from stress, but ended up injuring himself and wasn't able to skate for a few months. In these same few months, Vito's father passed away. Unable to escape through skating, Vito turned towards music. With a life insurance check from his father, Vito was able to purchase recording equipment. He bought a MacBook Pro, interface, microphone, and Logic Pro X. He built a little studio in the attic of his mom's house. After these purchases, he gave the rest of the money to his mom. About 6 months after purchasing the new equipment, he began putting out music in the genre of plug-and-B. Vito was nervous about putting his singing voice out there and used the plug-and-B genre to ease his way into singing. Plug-and-B is a melodic genre with a lot of auto-tune and hip-hop flows. At first, people from his hometown would share his music on Facebook to make fun of it, but around 2017, the music improved and people began to enjoy it. People would come up to him in school and ask when more music would come out, and kids even played his music over the speaker in gym class. He wasn't in the right headspace to handle the attention, and it gave him social anxiety because he was being very vulnerable in his music. Vito began meeting other artists in the plug-and-B scene. After reaching out to a few people, Vito ended up in a group chat with artists in the scene. A few of these artists include Savage Gasp, Kevin Kazi, Summers, Winter, and Sad Balmain. Vito was briefly a part of a collective titled Winter Hill Clan. He said it was a really exciting time for him because he felt like he finally wanted to pursue music and went from purchasing features to just working with the artist. Vito said he realized plug-and-B was only a transitional thing for him and eventually dropped out of this scene. Vito's SoundCloud was doing well at the time, but all those songs are deleted now. Vito switched to his current style in 2018 and was using more pop-punk influences he had as a teen. He was experimenting with his vocal range, and the instrumentals he used were mostly pop-punk influenced. Around this time, Vito put out a song titled After You with a music video. Him and his friends built a set for the video in his friend's dad's warehouse. This was the first song he put out on all platforms, and the song peaked at 25,000 streams on Spotify at the time. Around 2 years later, Vito woke up for work and saw that 200 people were listening to After You, and he thought it was a glitch on Spotify. He checked his phone the next day, and the song had almost 100,000 plays. Another song Vito credits as a turning point in his career is the song titled White Flags with an artist known as I'm Geist. This song came out in 2020. After a negative incident with an A&R, an artist known as Vic Molina reached out to Vito, offering support. Vic Molina invited Vito to join a Discord server and met a lot of her music friends. Vito made a bunch of friends here. After the incident, I'm Geist also invited Vito to his server. Vito began collaborating with artists in the Discord and found his music being featured on YouTube channels. Vito isn't in any collectives, but really likes to collaborate with the collective titled Burnout. A few friends Vito enjoys working with include Skelly, Skinny Atlas, Shiki XO, Ezra Martin, Mookie Gang, Carrie, and Poet. Vito hopes to expand on this list and work with all his friends. Right now, Vito is working on becoming entirely self-produced and wants to drop an entire self-produced album. Vito has produced for other artists in the past, but always found it harder producing for himself. Vito also has some aspirations in film. He writes screenplays in his free time and thinks it would be cool to see something come of that. Vito just hopes to continue making music that resonates with people. He said music has helped him through a lot of dark places in his life and wants to put back into music what he got out of it. His goal when he started making music was to impact at least one person's life in a positive way and have his music be there for them when they need it. He's a great guy and a great musician. Well, that's all for this video. Big shout out to Hopeless for the edit, and please subscribe for more mini documentaries on various underground artists.